Hi, everybody. In the last episode of EdYouWell, we explored the first step in turning your wishes into achievable goals. Today, we're taking it a step further by discussing exactly how to dive into the process of meeting those goals. These methods have been tried and true game changers for us, and we're excited to share them with you. So let's dive into the well. Hi, welcome to the EdYouWell podcast, a show created for, by, and with teachers. I'm Alex.
And I'm Chelsea. With over 30 years of combined teaching experience, our goal is to share insights and connect with fellow educators on how to thrive both personally and professionally.
Join us as we dive deep into the well of information, filled with meaningful discussions, practical tips, and ideas that go way beyond the classroom walls. Let's be well
and do well together. Okay, so we are still in this anticipatory phase. We're in the beginning days of school. So I feel like this is really the goal-setting season for teachers. Now, we've talked about those mind mosquitoes that constantly bug us, those things that we wish we were doing, but that we're just not doing. And we talked about identifying those barriers that are stopping you from doing them. So once you've identified those barriers, whether it's fear, whether it's maybe making an excuse, whether the task is daunting, and you've decided that you actually want to start, it's time to actually start. So we have a 4-step method that we follow for meeting those goals and focusing on the process of those goals, which then lead to more goals.
Well, Chelsea, I really appreciate that you're using the word we in this conversation. You have followed this process several times and really made it come to life. And for me, I think that I'm a little more scattered. So I'm really happy that we're really going through it and articulating it one more time because I've seen your results, but I personally really need to work on this.
Okay. Well, another great thing about this is that we're working together to meet our goals. We've done a lot of that in the past, so we're going to keep on doing that. And what we're going to do today with our goals is identify it, write it, see it, and do it. Identify it, write it, see it, and do it. You like that little song? Little jingle,
that's
okay?
pretty
Catchy in your head?
impressive. I wasn't expecting that. That's
Okay, so let's talk about having the goal of being organized. Do you have a goal of being organized?
Well, you know I have a goal of being organized. It's been an overarching universe speaking to you goal that I've had since I was probably a child. And I've gotten more organized over the years, but it wasn't something that I did on my own. It's because I had someone kind of in my ear giving me little tips and feedback and pieces of advice and putting systems in place that helped me out. So it's still something that I am working on to be more organized for sure at home and at work.
Same here. It is a process-based goal and, it's pretty much never ending. So I'm always working on being better organized as well. But here's the thing about having the goal of being organized. I want to be more organized is much too broad of a goal to have. So when we talk about our first step here, we're talking about really identifying where we want to be more organized. So we're going to get specific. I know for me at work, I always had a sort of a disorganized workspace. It's like it was the organized mess. And every time I would come into my classroom, it would bother me that my desk looked like that. But I just kept letting it happen. And that's what we're talking about when it's nagging you. So it's really time to do something about that because that's an achievable goal. So we're going to focus on having the goal of having just your workspace organized today. Okay?
Sounds good. And that's a transferable into any other space that you might be looking at shifting. And the overarch here is the process, this is a nice bite-size example.
Yes. So we've identified where to start, just that space at work. And I'll just say it's a desk, okay? It might be an office, it might be a cubicle, whatever it is, I'm going to say desk. I want my desk to be organized every day. Second step, I'm going to write it down. So we get our notebook and we write it down physically. Now I know a lot of people are using digital lists and everything like that. And that's cool. That might work for you. But I like to write it down because then you're transferring that goal from your brain onto the paper. And we love doing that, don't we?
I love doing that. We love doing that. I'm going to add to that one. You write the goal, there's your overarch. And for me, I always am looking at the why. So I may underneath write 5 reasons why that goal will suit me and pay me forward, like in the future. Like, why? What are my reasons?
Good idea.
You like
So not
that?
only are you're getting a little bit of accountability on that little notepad there, but you're getting the whys, and you're always going to be reminded of that when you look at that goal. So awesome. I love that idea. I'm going to use that now.
Well, these are all ideas born of conversations, lots of reading, and lots of suffering.
So true. So true. Lived through it. Lived
Yeah,
experiences.
exactly.
Okay, so now we wrote the goal down. We can see it on the paper. Now we need to see it in our minds. We have to visualize. So envision the goal. So let's picture this, Alex. Let's do a little visual here. There you are. You're sitting at your desk at work. The surface is clear of clutter and it has been wiped clean. It's gleaming. And
Mm.
all that is before you is that fresh, steaming cup of coffee, your notebook with your written goals in it, and your computer. How do you feel about that now?
I feel like I look very impressive. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
calm and zen in control of my life. Those aren't all feelings that I just mentioned, but I just feel accomplished in that moment, like I'm owning it. I can tell you that the reverse can be very true. We let the
Yeah.
desk perk with stuff over time. It kind of gets worse and worse. Picture the day where it's at the tipping point and you got to do the big clean. How
Yeah.
you feel on that day when someone walks in and you're looking for something that the other person needs. And I mean, I can operate quite well in organized chaos, and you just on that day can't find the item. And the other person may be thinking, or you may be realizing, that it's because it's underneath the messy desk that really may not be well suited to functioning efficiently. We'll say it like that. So I look at the opposite always.
Yeah. Well, because
Yeah.
then you're saying that to yourself again. I wish this desk was more organized. And there it is again. So
Right.
prompting you
And
to meet
again,
your goal.
how do we get there?
How do we get there? All right. Well, we've identified it. We've written it down. We've seen it happening in our minds. There's only one thing left to do, and that's to do it,
It's purge
right?
time. Yep.
It's to do it and then to do it over and over and over again. Okay, so in order to get your desk organized, you might have to put a few minor systems in place first to make it easy, like where exactly are you filing your papers? Where are you putting your pen? Is it going in the drawer? Is it going in your little organizer that you have on your desk? Are you straightening out your stickies every day? Are you going to take the coffee cup back to the staff room and wash it for tomorrow? Yes, you are going to do these things. You're going to prove it to yourself. And once you prove to yourself that you can do it over and over and over again, you will keep on doing it because you're getting that feeling of success. I know it seems simple. And we teach this every day. We teach goal setting every day. But then sometimes I'll look at myself and say, okay, are you meeting your goals? Like simplify them, make them actionable, right? And then even if you mess that desk up again, get yourself to organize it again. Start over. Don't hold it against yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. And then after you start doing that over and over and over, it becomes that habit. And then you want to go home and you want to organize your dresser. And now that space is clean. And then you've got your dining room table and that space is clean. And you just keep going and going and going. I know it's worked for me. I'm telling you right now.
In that process piece, I think a really important piece of this is to kind of just really observe and categorize the different types of mess that are existing on the desk or on the dining room table or in the closet. Right. And that's kind of like the KonMari approach. When she does the organizing, she does, let's say you get rid of all of your old clothes. Does it spark joy? Do you feel good while you're wearing it? She does it's stationery at one point where you do all of the stationery, all of the pens. And I think that's really useful when you're going through the process piece, is to really look and see, like, where is the mess coming from? What is coming onto the desk and what are the categories, and can I create, like you said earlier, those systems for each of those items? And I think that's a whole other conversation. One system that I have put in place is to prioritize and to, almost have deal with today, deal with tomorrow, deal with much later, or maybe never. It's not something that I have an actionable piece. Sometimes I find our spaces are filled with things that distract us from the goals that are either time sensitive or, just really important for a day. So I think that piece of just really observing what's coming into the space is vital to getting to the clear space.
It is. And when we're talking about all of these wishes, all of these goals that we want to have, they can be big overarching goals. They could be things like community building, classroom management, working less at home. Like I said before, communication skills. And they are all system based. You have to have these systems in place in order to reach these overarching goals or in order to just live like this. That's why there's so much conversation to be had about this, I guess, because there's a lot of thinking involved, there's a lot of planning involved, but they're all achievable, especially by taking all of those small actions, which, again, like we've said, lead to those big results.
As we're deconstructing this and I'm listening to what you're saying, I'm thinking about audience members, and there are probably many because teachers tend to be highly organized who don't have this struggle at all. And the idea of kind of pulling apart something that might be super simple to some, I just want to say out loud that this is not super simple for me. This has never been simple for me. And it might be comical listening to something like this if it comes naturally to you.
Yeah, I completely agree. There are so many people who can just make things happen right away without any thought process. But I always have to have a process because I used to be the person who would say, "Oh, I'm going to get more organized," or "I'm going to start including this into my classroom every single day." And then I wouldn't be consistent with it. But by taking these steps, by writing it down, by checking it off, by setting a little plan in place, these actions have actually helped me to actualize the goal. Like, I can't even tell you. I would think, you know what, that's not going to help me. It really has. Like, to think, how does writing it down actually really get it into your brain? It just works. It's amazing. Works for me.
It's like we've been trained once you've written something down that it has like an officialness. And the title of this episode is Transform Your Wishes into Goals. It's about mindfully applying these steps and putting that time and effort into doing that so that you can get to the results. Results feel good.
Results feel great. And you know what? We have an advantage as teachers. We have all of these students in our classroom who can help us meet our goals. Let's say you do want to keep your desk organized and you're in the classroom. You tell your class that my goal this year is to keep my desk organized. Guess who's going to tell you when your desk is unorganized? 29 people looking at you. I had this one year where I had the habit of saying thingamajig in the place of anything. And I would say to the kids, you know what? I have to stop saying that. Can you please help me stop saying thingamajig? Well, of course, they helped me. Anytime I said it, could you go over there and get me that thingamajig? Everybody in the room in a chorus would say, stop saying thingamajig. And it became this fun, fun way of helping me get rid of that word from my vocabulary. And that's just an easy example, but kids will help you. Kids at home, kids at school, they're awesome at letting you know that you're not meeting your goals.
It's so funny how they take it on as almost like a job in their life to make sure they're
Yeah.
reminding you that you're getting a little bit off track. And what you're saying about sharing that with students, I have always, when I've had a goal, when I'm ready to share something, even if it's something really big and kind of out there, I find that sharing it out into the world, it's like writing it down, but like it's almost the emotional piece where you're sharing it with people that you care about. They hold you to account, or if you're not actualizing your goal, then you almost have a level of pressure because you've, put it out into the universe. So I don't think it's the worst thing to share out to people your goal. I have a colleague, I'm just going to throw this out there right now. You got to hear this. I have a colleague that has a desk very close to my desk. The compare and contrast on how this person's desk looks Every day at the end of the day, it is fresh and ready to go.
Ooh,
And it's inspirational. I think you know who this person is. It's
yeah.
very impressive, but I don't think this person thinks anything of it. It's an automatic thing that happens in their life. I will tell you, though, that the compare and contrast of the vibe of the desk, my desk versus this person's desk, like there is a marked difference in how I feel when I'm looking at my desk versus their desk, just for the record.
When you look at that person's desk, do you say to yourself, I wish my desk looked like that?
That's exactly what I say.
Okay.
Or
Well, there
this,
you go.
or why can't I be like that?
Right. And this is an achievable goal, keeping your desk clean. If that's something you really want, then you're going to go for it. But if it's something that's just making you feel bad, but you don't really even want it in your own life, then great. That's when you let that mosquito go.
Right. Like, what is your priority? And I sound like I'm villainizing messy desk. Please note that I'm not. I do well in organized chaos, I call it. And if you were to look at my desk, it's not that bad. But these strategies, these steps can apply to any goal. And we've talked a lot about goals now, Chelsea, and it's really important that we say this out loud, that it is your goal, not someone else's. And you also mentioned other people, like letting other people influence your goal. It has to be authentic to what it is that you want, what serves you, what makes your life easier, what makes your family flow better. And it can also just be a goal that is purely about you and your own well.
And that goes back to what you said about the why and writing down your why. Why did I want my desk to be more organized so that I could find things faster? And that was it. I wanted to find things faster. I also like the feeling of it when you walk into a clean desk. But hey, if a messy desk works for you, great. Have a messy desk. But yeah, I agree. It's personal to you. Figure out why. And then use these 4 steps. Identify it.
Are you going to jingle it again? Like you did it quite like it
I
was
gotta do it
jingly
again,
last
right?
time.
Identify it, write it, see it, and do it. Identify it, write it, see it, then do it. You can't forget that now.
Identify it. Oh, I just did, but okay.
You forgot it.
I did, yeah, but that's okay. You just said it twice, so I'm sure our listeners will keep that in their mind.
It's okay. You can make a nice infographic on that so that we never forget. We'll put it up and put it on our desk.
Yeah, you can look for that on our Instagram. We will put an infographic.
Okay. Well, with that, I think we can wrap things up. Let's do the takeaways.
Just wait, let me find them on my desk because it's kind of okay. That was for entertainment value for the listeners.
We're going to get you organized.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. All right.
Did you find them? Did you find the takeaways?
Of course, I found the takeaways. So
In your organized mess. Okay.
in my organized mess. All right, here are the takeaways. 1, get really specific with your goals to help you figure out exactly where to begin.
2, write that goal down. Writing down your goals or even just your tasks will make you more likely to follow through. And don't forget to write down those whys. Why does this goal matter to you?
3, perform the actions and stick to them. If you have trouble with that, tell people. People will hold you accountable.
Thanks again for joining us today, teachers. We hope you're feeling inspired and ready to take action on turning your wishes into goals. Remember, every step you take brings you closer to achieving what you've set out to accomplish. If you found today's episode helpful, we would love for you to share it with your fellow educators. Don't forget to connect with us on Instagram at EdYouWell_podcast for more tips and updates. Keep pushing forward, keep diving deep, and until next time, be well
And do well.